watch my first video and you'll see I chose a new location. I'm not in the closet anymore. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. My name is Zoe, and this is my channel, Ms. Manga, where I'm predominantly going to talk about manga, but also might sprinkle in some other stuff I enjoy along the way. So if that interests you, please consider subscribing. It would mean so much to me. Thank you. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing my top 10 favorite manga of 2022. And this was really hard for me because I read over 600 volumes of manga this year. So I cheated just a little bit. I'm not including in this video any series that is over 5 volumes long. So like 6 volumes and up. That's going to be the next series I do on this channel. And those are going to be the completed series, 6 volumes and up, my top tier list of those. And this one is just going to be ongoing series or series 5 volumes and under that I really enjoyed this year. I also didn't include any of the ones I read online. There was too many, so I had to make cuts. So yeah, these are just the ones I physically like read and own. So yeah, let's get into it. These are in no particular order of like favoritism, by the way. These are like more chronologically in the order I read them. So yeah, I would go crazy if I tried to actually rank these. So anyway, we're just gonna start with I Had That Same Dream Again. And this is a standalone, pretty thick volume, and it is really good. It's by the same group that made I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. So if you read that, then you know what you're going to get yourselves in for. A bittersweet, emotional roller coaster. And yeah, it's a really, really good read. So this story starts off with Nanoka. I hope I'm saying her name right. And she's a precocious, grade school age kid. She thinks she kind of has everything figured out, a bit of a know-it-all. Just like, typical kid. And when she's not in school, she hangs out with these 3 girls. One is a high schooler named Minami, and there's like going to be a little trigger warning here because Minami's arc section with her deals with self-harm. So if that is triggering to you, definitely be wary of that. If it bothers you too much, don't read it. That's all I got to say about it. But it's not a huge piece of the story. It's still in there. Then next up, we have the second woman in her 20s, and she is just referred to as Skank-san. So yeah, there's a bit of it goes over the Nanoka's head, but obviously it's a little bit derogatory. I don't know, exactly. We don't get the whole backstory, but so yeah. Those are the 2 women, and the third one is an elderly woman, and she's just referred to as Oba-chan. So Nanoka, I have to get her name right, just meets with these girls. She learns more about herself, and the women try to kind of guide Nanoka and help her from making maybe like the wrong decisions in her life. I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, that's the gist of it. So it's kind of, a growing up, coming of age story. Right. Next up, we have Still Sick. And this is a really cute girl love 3-volume complete series. And it's an office workplace romance. And yeah, so it's just about this one girl, Makoto, who works at the same company as her coworker Akane, and they aren't friends or really close at all. But then one day, when Akane has to help Makoto at her house situations, she finds out her secret, which is that she draws girls love comics on the side. So yeah, they grow a lot closer, and then the friendship kind of evolves as these things sometimes do. And yeah, it's just really cute. The girls have such great like communicative skills. I really love seeing that in a romance where they really talk through things and get like their relationship gets stronger through that. It's just healthy. It's like a very healthy, lovely story. And yeah, it also deals with like pursuing your individual dreams, and that you don't, necessarily have to give up on a dream that you might have like put aside way back when. And it's just it's sweet and short, and it's definitely worth checking out. Number 3, we have The King's Beast, and this is an ongoing shoujo series actually, and it is fantasy. So it's set in a fantasy world where these like beast human hybrids, I think they're referred to as Agen, yeah, they are kind of seen as like subhuman. They serve humans either like through combat, or in this case through being personal aides and bodyguards to the royal princess. So at the start of this series, Rangetsu, she had a twin brother, Sogetsu. I'm so sorry, I'm bad at Japanese names. And Sogetsu was actually found to have a special power. And when one of them has this special power in childhood, that means they're kind of like put on the fast track to being a royal's aide, because they can help protect them even better because they have special power, enhanced power. So they get separated, and then she hears through the grapevine that her brother has been murdered. So that sets her on a quest of revenge to get back at the royals, especially the prince whose aide it was, and she feels is responsible. So she ends up disguising herself as a guy and joins like their army or whatever the equivalent is, gets really good like marks and rises in the ranks and gets noticed, and then ends up getting to be the prince's palace aide, guard, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's really great. It's like it's so good. And of course, she finds out the prince might not be as bad as she thought he was in her head, because it's a shoujo. But it's full of like some action, mystery, and of course a little romance sprinkled in. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite ongoing shoujo right now. One of the few I've been like dying to read every time a new volume releases. So yeah, if you like shoujo, if you like fantasy series even, I would definitely check this one out. In 4th spot, we have Fiance of the Wizard. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say the word fiance. But anyway, this is a short 4-volume complete series, and it's got like a little bit of a reincarnated twist. If you watched last video, you know that is my current weakness and why I grabbed this series up. And it's really not, it doesn't play as much of a part as some of the other ones. She didn't get sucked into a game or a story she's already read, but she just suddenly realizes that she has lived another life as a Japanese, salary woman, and that now she's reborn as Philomena and a daughter of nobility. So she automatically assumes, oh, I must be like destined for greatness. I must have great potential, and there's magic in this world. So she starts studying magic, except that she really doesn't have any aptitude for it. And instead, she ends up meeting Eddie. And Eddie is a like fostered kid of this great wizard, and he took him in because Eddie's magic is so strong that it frightens everyone, even the parents he had. So they locked him in a dungeon. He had a rough upbringing. So anyway, Eddie ends up visiting the Philomena's residence, Philomena's parents' house, and the two become friends. Philomena is delighted by his dark hair because she remembers the people in Japan in her past life had black hair and she hasn't seen it yet, which black hair means that he has strong, very strong magical abilities. So yeah, so they become friends, and through the course of their friendship, Eddie accidentally hurts Philomena and promises himself to her, which she doesn't really fully understand until later, but it's how the story gets going. And you know, it's just a sweet romance with a little fantasy sprinkled in. And yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, definitely check this one out, because I'm going to say that about everyone because obviously they're my top 10, so I think they're worth checking out. But this one is a good, solid, completed read. Number 5 is finally kind of switching things up. We have Allison Borderland. So this one is dark and gritty and gory and like a survival story type manga, and it's a lot of fun. Also check out Allison Borderland's Japanese drama on Netflix. That's really good too. So yeah, this one is about Ryohei. I think I got that. And he just doesn't seem to fit in or like find his purpose in Japan. And he has 2 friends, and they all kind of are a little bit of outcasts, a little bit of misfits, that are just kind of coasting along in life. And then suddenly they see these fireworks light up the sky in Tokyo, and no one else seems to notice. And then the ground's shaking, and they run for cover. And when the ground stops shaking, they emerge, and Tokyo is deserted. Like no one's there anymore. Like they were in like Shibuya, which is a crowded area, and all the people are gone. And so they don't know what happened, but they're suddenly in like it almost feels like a futuristic dystopian Tokyo, where they soon realize that they have to play these survival battle games in order to extend their visa. And this visa allows them to keep living, because otherwise a laser beam right into their head. I shouldn't laugh, but it's like, wow, it's dramatic. But yeah, so either you lose in the game, you die, or you don't play the game, your visa expires, and you die. So it's very much like high stakes and high energy, and it can be very sad and just such a struggle of story, but also can be quite an empowering story about like finding your strength and what you're good at. And yeah, so I really enjoy it. I have a huge like love of survival type game, like survival games or survival stories like with zombies. I don't know why. I just want to know who's gonna survive. So you also want to know who's gonna survive. Check out Allison Borderland. It's a crazy ride, but definitely don't do it if you don't like gore, because there's a lot of death and gore. So just trigger warning for that one. This is the intermission, the halfway point, and I'm just gonna throw up some honorable mentions because this is my video. Again, I can do what I want. So I'm not gonna talk about them, but I'm just gonna put them up here. And they are Strawberry Fields Forever, another girl love one, super sweet, only 3 volumes long. Goodbye My Rose Garden, also a cute period piece girl love one. The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess, If you couldn't tell, it's a reincarnated villainous series. It's ongoing. Boy Meets Maria, which is a really super good one-shot. Yeah, it's very sad and can be triggering. So read about it before you go into it. But it's a really touching story. Then we have Coyote, which is a super saucy BL. It's kind of Romeo Juliet style, but with werewolves. And next we have Momo the Blood Taker. This will probably be my most controversial pick. And that's because of the inclusion of one of those 1,000-year-old lollies that Japan just loves to shoehorn into good stories. Because this is a really good vampire hunting, seeking revenge, detective seeking revenge for his murdered wife story. But then they just throw in the lolly that looks like she's 12. It's kind of tasteless. But if you can overlook the lolly, it's really good. The art's good. It's a really solid read so far. It's 2 volumes out so far. But yeah, it does have the lolly, which brings it down. So yeah. And then we have Dangers of My Heart, which is just a really cute middle grade, like, I feel like they're like 14, 15-year-old romance, first love. It's just funny and cute and awkward, as first loves can be. And then we have The Other World's Books Depend on the Bean Counter, and this is a BL isekai, which, how is that like not been printed yet until 2022? It's amazing, and I want more of it. Oh my god, so good. So like he gets sent to another world, and yeah, there's a guy there that's hunky as heck. There's more to the story, obviously, but it's so good. We have Why Ray Liana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion. That's another reincarnated series. It's full color, so pretty. And I love all the full color ones they're putting out now, just side note. But yeah, this one's reincarnated, but she's not reincarnated as a villainess. She's reincarnated as a character, like a minor character that she knows is going to be betrayed by her now fiance, soon to be husband. And so she has to try and get out of that marriage and try and save herself and not be killed. A lot of them are, avoiding death, but it's good. She's a great character, and so is the love interest. We have Love Me for Who I Am, and this is a really sweet, touching, emotional LGBTQ plus read, and it's 5 volumes complete. And though it feels a little rushed because it's only 5 volumes, it's still really, really good. I read it all in one day. It was so good. It made me cry. It made me like all the feels. I just wish they'd have more time to like devote to the more minor characters, but it is, the main character is non-binary. I don't know why I'm struggling with that word. And other characters are like transgender or lesbian. So there's like a lot of different representation in this one series, which is really cool because I haven't encountered that many like this. So it's nice to see. And then we have Sasaki and Miyano, which is just sweet. It's so sweet. Like if you just want a sweet school slice of life romance, boys love. Yeah, this one's so cute. Like if you haven't heard about it, where are you? Because it's all over the place, but it's still like, I liked it. It's just a relaxing read. Yeah. And then lastly, I will die on the hill that everyone needs to check out Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. It's just so freaking cute and funny. And it's, it's got a little bit of ecchi, whatever. It's got a little bit of teasing, slightly to the edge of bullying. But once you get past that, they're the 2 main characters' relationship really is so funny and endearing and sweet, and you just want them to be together. You're just rooting for them, and every little small improvement and like advance in their relationship, you're like, yay, finally. So yeah, I just really enjoy them, and I think more people should read it. Next is I'm a Wolf, but My Boss is a Sheep. And I don't know, like as soon as I saw the cover, I'm like, this is an insta buy. I don't know what it is about like animalistic features on humans. I swear I'm not a furry. I'm not. But I just like, I think like little like wolf ears on a guy is so cute. And the little sheep horns on her. Oh, so adorable. So yeah, and then the like dynamic between, you know, predator and prey, boss and employee, like so many good tropey dynamics in this one. And 2 volumes are out right now, so it's an ongoing. And Ogami is just a really shy, adorable character, and he keeps trying to like impress his boss, or like, you know, not make her nervous of him and try to get closer to her, and sometimes it backfires on him. But yeah, it's just really a nice workplace, you know, romance, older characters, which is more my demographic these days. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to volume 3. Number 7 on my top 10 list is The Seven Princes and the Thousand-Year Labyrinth. I swear I didn't plan that out. I just realized it as I was saying it. Anyway, this one is 4 volumes long. It is complete, and it's just a really good mystery, short mystery series. It's a fantasy about a group of young men who are struggling to survive this mysterious labyrinth full of traps and secrets. And yeah, it's like, it's just a fun ride. I don't have much to say about it because I don't want to give spoilers away. But yeah, I definitely think if you like mysteries, hot guys, want a short, quick, enjoyable read, then yeah, you should check this one out. In 8th place, we have A Tale of the Secret Saint. This is an ongoing series, and it is not, it's a little bit reincarnated. I didn't count up how many reincarnated ones fit into my top 10 list, but I'm sure it's a lot. I feel like I've said reincarnated like 100 times now. Anyway, Fia is born to a family of knights, and she really wants to be a knight. However, she doesn't really have the skills. But she goes on her like initiation test anyway to try and become a knight. And while during her test, she encounters an injured creature. Trying to save the creature, she herself becomes fatally wounded. And while she's unconscious, she actually recounts her past life as a saint and the horrible death. So when she is miraculously saved, she remembers, and not only remembers that she was a saint, but can remember how to do saintly magic, which has become really like weak and very rare during this time. So with her saintly power, she's able to kind of give herself some modifications, some mods to, you know, what's the video game term, to like level up. That's what I was thinking of, level up. So Fia levels up, and she's able to easily become a knight in one of the highest orders. But at the same time, she wants to hide that she has these saintly powers because of what a gruesome end she met as a saint. So yeah, this one really sold me on volume 3. Like before volume 3, I was like, yeah, this is enjoyable. Yeah, Fia's a little annoying, but she's like 14, 15, like that's understandable. And then volume 3 hit, and oh my god, it's so funny. And it was just making me crack up, and I had to put it on my top 10 because of that. So yeah, it's a little bit of a slow start, but it gets really good, I think. It's funny, it's got action, you know, battling monsters and stuff, and secrets, obviously, and magic. So yeah, it's a good fantasy read. Number 9, and I had to include this because it was just such a great last volume. So I was reading the series as it came out. I didn't read like the whole series, so it's not part of that video, so I just really wanted to include in this one because it's a great final volume, and that's volume 12 of Perfect World. It's one of my favorite romance series. It gives me all the feels. Like, I cried probably so many times during this series, but it's so touching, and sometimes it's because you're sad, but sometimes it's because it's so sweet and heartwarming. But yeah, this is a story about a girl named Tsugumi, who is 26, and she goes to a reunion, and she sees her high school crush Itsuki there, and she's so like excited, and then she realizes that Itsuki is actually in a wheelchair now. So this is about the progression of their relationship, and oh my god, it's so cute, and it's like, yes, it's like dramatic at parts and stuff, but also is really like deals well with the realities of living in a wheelchair and dating someone in a wheelchair. So I think it's just a really overall good read. I mean, personally, I don't know firsthand, but I think the representation is still really good. But yeah, I still think it's just a sweet and lovely read, full of ups and downs, like everyone's life is. But yeah, it's I'm not gonna say I recommend it. I just really recommend it. Go read Perfect World. 10, we have On or Off, and this was just such a spicy, steamy BL office workplace, full color. Also, liked it especially so much after volume 2. I had to go online and read more of it because I just needed to know more. Just needed to know how it's gonna go. So yeah, anyway, this story begins when, I'm gonna butcher the Korean names by the way, and I apologize. An Yi-young is making a pitch to director Kang's company, and he completely messes it up, and because his computer like wants to restart or something in the middle of it, so it wrecks his presentation. So determined to get this job and win over Director King, he goes to him after work. Things get a little like muddled while they're talking, and of course Director King is An Yi-young's type, so that makes him like hot and bothered. And one thing leads to another. They end up in bed together. It's definitely 18 plus. Just putting that out there for any young viewers to not read it until you're 18. I can't listen to that, but I said it, so there. And yeah, so then Director King doesn't want to give him the job anyway because he won't take favors, especially sexual favors. But afterwards, he ends up seeing his proposal, takes a look at it, and realizes, oh, dang, it's actually good. So then he ends up hiring him and the team that he's working with for his company, and so now they work together. Isn't that fun? It's full of like misunderstandings and steamy moments. Yeah. So this one is a great new BL, well, new to me, newly printed this year. And I saw a lot about it online before it was even printed in English, so I was very hyped about this one. And I'm excited that we finally got it, and I can't wait for volume 3. So yeah, that concludes my top 10 2022 reads. So stay tuned for the other videos where I do my completed reads of 6 volumes and more. Top reads are included in those too. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next Monday for that. So I can gush about more manga that I enjoyed reading last year. And please let me know, what were some of your top 10 manga you read in 2022? Did any of yours also make the list that I made? Or do you have completely different manga that you think I would also enjoy? Drop it below. I'd love to see, and maybe get some new recommendations. Always love those. Or just chat about manga we both love. And yeah, I'll try to respond to comments when I can. I'm still taking this day by day. Don't know how it's going to go, but right now it's pretty manageable to respond to people. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and if you would subscribe, that would mean a whole heck of a lot to me. And also like this video. I'm getting better at saying that. If you like this video. Bye!